Parasitic load is any electrical loads that are present in the vehicle when the key is off and removed from the vehicle. To measure parasitic load with an inductive clamp-style meter, first make sure the jaws of the meter are clean. Any dirt or foreign objects in the jaws will cause an inaccurate reading. Locate either the positive or negative battery cable where you can get the inductive clamp meter all the way around all of the positive or all of the negative battery leads. Turn on the inductive clamp meter and set the meter to the lowest DC amperage scale. With the inductive clamp meter near the battery cable that you're going to test, zero the meter. Open and close the inductive clamp meter a few times. Make sure that the meter remains at zero. Place the inductive clamp meter all the way around the battery cable you're testing. Make sure the clamp closes completely. If the vehicle was just pulled into the shop, it may have a relatively high number. This is due to different modules within the vehicle still being active. It may take up to 30 minutes or more in order for these modules to shut down. Make sure the key for the vehicle is nowhere near the vehicle. In some cases, the key may have to be farther than 200 feet away from the vehicle. As you can see, the amperage just dropped significantly. Several of the modules just went to sleep on this vehicle. The vehicle's reading of over 550 milliamps is considered excessive. Consult the service manual for the maximum amount of parasitic load that is acceptable on the vehicle you're working on. If no specification is given by the manufacturer, a generic specification is between 20 and 50 milliamps. The lower the parasitic load, the longer the battery life will be. If you have a high parasitic load, individually pull the fuses until you find the circuit that is causing the excessive draw. Remember that most vehicles will have a secondary fuse panel located somewhere in the car. If you're unable to find the fuse in the main fuse panel, be sure to check the secondary fuse panel. If you're unable to find a fuse that has excessive draw in either the primary or secondary fuse panels, remember that some circuits may be unfused. Check the wiring diagram to determine if any of these circuits exist in the vehicle you're working on. Once you have located the circuit that is the cause of the high parasitic load, consult the service manual to determine what is on that circuit. Once you've identified what the circuit is on the service manual, check around the vehicle on that circuit. As you can see here, we've identified that the trunk light is remaining on even when the trunk is closed. Checking with the service manual, we find that the trunk light is controlled through a switch located in the trunk latch mechanism. We now consult the service manual to determine how to properly test and adjust this switch. After completing the repair, we need to make sure the repair was successful. Place the inductive clamp meter next to the battery cable and zero the meter again. Inductive clamp meters will tend to drift over time, so the meter needs to be re-zeroed periodically. Place the inductive clamp meter around the battery cable and make sure that it closes completely. Open and close it several times to make sure that it's fully closed. Confirm that your reading is within specification. If you don't have an inductive style clamp meter, a traditional meter can be used as long as it will read amperage. Place the black lead into the COM port on the meter and place the red lead into the amp port on the meter. Plug a memory saver into the data link connector of the vehicle. If possible, do this with the vehicle door closed. This will prevent the modules from becoming active. Plug the memory saver into a power supply and turn the power supply on. It is now safe to disconnect the negative terminal of the battery. Disconnect the negative terminal of the battery. Place one lead from the meter onto the negative battery cable. While holding the lead on the battery, have someone disconnect the memory saver. If it is above the manufacturer's specified amperage, locate the problem as shown previously. Have someone reconnect the memory saver. Once the memory saver is reconnected, it's safe to remove the lead from the negative terminal of the battery. Reconnect the negative battery cable and securely fasten it. Make sure to reinstall any covers over the battery. Turn off the memory saver and disconnect the memory saver from the power supply and from the vehicle.